Hi guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will hash password before it gets saved in the database, and I will hash this password field its value, and I will not be adding this password confirm field in the database. There is no point of storing both of these fields in the database. Also, when I will return the response to client that we are successfully adding a new user in the database, I will not be returning password and confirm password to the client. Okay, so let's go ahead. And first of all, in the last video, there was a mistake that I'm actually creating a user and also saving it. So we don't need to do this extra stuff here. Okay, so I'll just be deleting this line. So let's save it. And now let's go to the user model. And first of all, let's try to add a validation about that both passwords should match with each other. Okay, so how we can add this? We can use this validator package that we already imported in the last video. So in this confirm password field, I'm going to add the validate object, and inside it I can add this function. So validator function value, it's checking if the value is equals to password, and then I'm going to add this error. If it is not equal, then this error will be shown, and this validator is automatically handling this validation for this password. So now let's save this file and let's verify if this validation works fine or not. So I'm going to go to Postman, and I'm going to change the email ID because it is unique, and I'm going to mismatch these password fields, and I'm going to save it. And if I send, you can see that it is now throwing an error that there is passwords do not match with each other. Okay, so if I just make it match, and now this new user have been created because password is matching. So our validation of password matching is done. Now let's move further and try to hash our password before it's stored in the database. So first of all, we need a package, and that is called bcrypt.js. So I'm in the terminal and I'm going to install bcrypt.js. So it will get installed, and once it's getting installed, let's try to import it. So bcrypt require bcrypt. Okay, and it is actually bcrypt.js. You need to write JS after this. Okay, so now let's come down, and as I explained you in my previous videos that we have these Mongoose middlewares, so we can write user schema.pre, and we can write the save, and then the function gives us this next, and inside it we can first check if this dot is modified. This is the built-in function, and it checks that any of the fields is modified or not. So in this case we only want to check if the password field is modified or not. Okay, and if it is modified, then we want to proceed further, bcrypt the password and then store in the database. Otherwise, even if it is modified or not, we are going to pass the next function so it can keep on proceeding saving the data in the database. Okay, so inside it I'm going to use the bcrypt package that I've just installed. So first of all, I'm going to write this dot is password, and then I can write the bcrypt dot hash sync. Okay, if I want to use only hash, I will have to write the async await in this code. But usually what happens is this Mongoose middlewares do not support async await inside it. That's why I'm using the hash sync function for that. And inside it, I need to give that which value I want to hash. This is the password. And after that, I want to give an integer value. So I'm going to give it 10. And this is the complexity of hash for converting it into the hash keyword. Okay, if I make it like 5, it will be the easy hash code. If I make it 12, it will be a bit difficult. So 10 is a generic one, so I'll go with the 10. And after this, what I want to do is I don't want to save the confirm password field in the database. So I can write the password confirm equals to undefined. So it will not be saved in the database, and it will not even throw that this field was required actually. So it is by default handling this. So I'm going to save it, and let's try to run our project. And I'm going to create a new user. First of all, let's go to this database and I'm going to refresh and I'm going to remove every instance of this user's document. Okay, so these are deleted. Now let's go, and this is successfully running. And here I can actually send it again from the postman. So now you can see that it is actually converted and hashed to something like this, and it is a string, and it cannot be actually read by anyone that what it means. So our password is hashed. And now let's go to our database and try to refresh, and let's see that if our data is saved in the database or not with the hashed password for the security reason. So it is loaded and we can see that only the password field is saved, and confirm password field is ignored, and this field is now hashed properly. That's great. But here you can see that it is also returning us this password field as well. So we don't want this password field to be returned to the client side. So there is another concept that I would like to mention here in this video, is that methods. So I'm going to write user schema dot methods, and there is a built-in method it provides, and that is called the toJSON, that will be automatically run. And inside it, first of all, let me get this object. Only the password is returning, so I will be deleting this password over here. So it means that before it actually returns the response to the client, you need to delete this password field. It will not be actually deleted from the database, but it will be deleted in the response object that will be returned to the client. And there is a mistake, it is methods, not a method. Okay, so make sure you spell it right. So I'm in the postman and I'm going to change the email because it was unique. And now let's send. And now you can see that it is actually only showing the name and email field to the client. So here you can see that the password is hashed and stored in the database but not returned to the client. So our functionality of hashing password, removing password confirm from being stored in the database, and removing this password and confirm password from being returned to the client. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll start off building sign up functionality in our Node Express MongoDB code. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you in the next video.